At the start of the drama, the female lead is introduced saying, "My name's Tongzi. I'm a senior student, which means I'll be graduating soon." She's not really the talkative type and prefers spending her time in the library rather than in class. There's one seat in the library that's really special to her, which is why she always gets there early every morning, though she says she'll explain why later. By the way, she has 3 roommates. 2 of them are always busy with their own stuff and don't talk much, while one of them, named Feng, is her good friend. Feng's an influencer with a lot of followers on social media. Tongzi's dream is to become an animal doctor, but she struggles when it comes to surgery, which makes her a little frustrated. Still, since she loves animals so much, she's determined to be a pet doctor. But she also has a secret she shares with the audience on her very first day of college. She developed a crush on a guy who was gently putting an injured bird back into its nest. His name is Gobin, a handsome and kind guy. Tongzi says, "I never thought I could like someone so much just by seeing them once." But since she's really shy, she hasn't told him how she feels even after 4 whole years. Instead, she writes down all her feelings in letters that she's never actually sent to him. Gobin works in the gardening department, and his office is right across from the library building. She says that's exactly why she comes to the library early every morning and sits in that one special seat where she can clearly see Gobin. She's been doing that for 4 whole years. She wishes that someday she'll have the courage to confess her feelings to him, but deep down, she feels like she might never get the chance to actually talk to Gobin properly. Now there are only 109 days left until she graduates, and after that, she might never see Gobin again. But then one day, something totally unexpected happens. While she's heading to class, she suddenly trips and almost falls, but Gobin rushes over and catches her just in time. She's completely stunned to see him up close. He picks up her fallen apple, takes a bite by mistake, quickly apologizes, and says, "Are you okay? I'll get you another one." Then he adds, "Did you know this apple tree was planted years ago by a teacher in memory of his love?" Hearing that makes Tongzi smile, and Gobin hands her another apple along with a small note. Tongzi thanks him, but before they can talk any longer, a teacher shows up and Gobin quickly runs off. Tongzi thinks to herself, "I've been planning for 4 years to talk to Gobin, but I never had the courage. And today, because of this apple tree, we finally spoke. Could this really be a love tree?" From that moment on, the apple becomes a love token for her. Tongzi couldn't figure out what Gobin had written in the note because the language looked completely unfamiliar to her. So she asked Miss Gu, the librarian, if she knew what it was. Miss Gu told her it was Taiwanese and that it meant thanks. Hearing that made Tongzi really happy. Then Miss Gu said, "Can you do me a favor through your Taiwanese friend? I've been sending letters to an address in Taiwan for a long time, but never got any reply. I just want to know if the address is real or not." Tongzi immediately agreed because it gave her a reason to visit Gobin's studio. She gathered her courage and went there, but when she reached the door, she couldn't bring herself to go inside. Just then, Gobin came out and recognized her right away. Tongzi said, "I needed to ask you for a favor." Gobin smiled and said, "Come on in." As soon as Tongzi walked in, she looked around and thought, request, how she had been sending letters to an address in Taiwan, the one never got a response. Ever looked at through the library window. If Gobin had any friends there, it feels so nice to be here. Since then she told Gobin really important to her. Gobin immediately agreed to help. Tongzi was so nervous that as soon as the conversation ended, she ran out of there as fast as she could, trying to hold herself together after finally facing Gobin. When Gobin saw her, he couldn't help but smile and laugh a little. After that, Tongzi went back to her room and started writing another letter about how she felt while talking to Gobin today. She wrote, "This is my 90-second letter," which, just like the others, she wasn't going to send, she'd keep it safely with her. Then her roommate came in and said, "I'm sad, I just had another breakup. But at least my situation's clear. You've been writing letters to the same guy for 4 years and never even sent one." Tongzi smiled and said, "Yeah, I like loving him this way." The next morning, when Tongzi woke up, she noticed the letter she wrote last night was gone. Her friend told her, "I sent that letter to Gobin. You never tell him how you feel, so I helped you out." Hearing that, Tongzi was shocked and panicked. She immediately ran to Gobin's office and saw that he hadn't opened the letter yet. She tried to quietly take it back, but Gobin caught her. He asked, "Why do you want the letter back after sending it to me? What did you write in there?" Tongzi got nervous and lied, saying, "Actually, that letter wasn't for you. It was for your best friend Chun. I like him." Gobin looked surprised and said, "Oh, really? Is that so?" Gobin said, "Oh, so you like my best friend Chun? All right, then I'll help you complete your love story." Tongzi just stood there silently because in trying to cover up her lie, she had only made things worse. She quickly grabbed the letter and ran out, feeling anxious about how she would face Gobin's friend Chun now. After that, whenever Tongzi saw Gobin with Chun, she would avoid them completely. If she was with her friend and saw Gobin and Chun coming from the other side, she would immediately run away. One night, her friend Feng introduced everyone to her new boyfriend, and Tongzi smiled, thinking, I can never confess my feelings, but it's nice that Feng isn't like me. She confesses right away when she likes someone and starts dating them. A few days later, while Tongzi was in the lab, Gobin came in with his friend. Seeing him made her nervous because there were already so many misunderstandings between them. They had actually come to check on a sick cat. Later, Gobin invited Tongzi to a movie night with him and Chun, hoping it would help Chun and Tongzi get closer. But when evening came, Tongzi didn't show up. That's when Feng told her, even if Gobin is misunderstanding the situation right now, if you keep quiet, everything will just get more complicated. But Feng convinced Tongzi to go watch the movie anyway, saying that she could spend more time with Gobin and become a closer friend to him. Tongzi agreed, and soon we see her sitting in the theater with Chun and Gobin. She was in a good mood, enjoying the movie beside Gobin, until she noticed a guy in the front row getting cozy with his girlfriend. And that guy turned out to be none other than Feng's new boyfriend. Shocked, Tongzi decided to follow him and ended up at a bar, where she got surrounded by a group of drunk guys who wouldn't let her go. Just then, Gobin showed up and rescued her. Without saying a word, Tongzi rushed off again, determined to catch Feng's cheating boyfriend. She sneaked into the restroom and secretly recorded a video of Feng's boyfriend with his other girlfriend, but they caught her in the act, and a fight broke out between the three. When the girl was about to hit Tongzi, Gobin appeared just in time, grabbing the girl's hand and telling Tongzi to step back. Then a fierce fight erupted between Gobin and Feng's boyfriend, while Tongzi and the other girl were also fighting each other. But when Gobin applied medicine to Tongzi's injured hand, Chun arrived with his friends really nervous. But before they could settle things, the guards showed up. After a moment, everyone to run away. Slightly apart. Later, the three of them ended up in Gobin's office. Tongzi was worried about how to send the video of Feng's boyfriend to her. She felt awkward knowing something so personal about him. Gobin said, "It's okay, give it to me. I'll send it. She doesn't know me anyway." Then he sent the video himself. In the next scene, Gobin and Tongzi visit Miss Gu's house. Gobin tells her that he found the address she asked about, but the person who used to live there had moved away. Hearing this, Miss Gu looked sad and began to share her love story. She said, "Back in college, there was a boy who liked me a lot, and I liked him too, but neither of us ever confessed our feelings." Many years passed. A few years ago, I received a bunch of letters from him, where he wrote about how much he liked me. He had even dedicated an old Taiwanese song to me, but since all the letters were written in Taiwanese and sent from Taiwan, it took me a long time to understand them. When I finally sent him a reply, I never received any response, and now you're telling me that he has already moved away. Miss Gu tearfully said, "At least if that person had read my letters and understood my feelings, I wouldn't be living with so much regret today. I should have confessed my feelings back in college instead of staying silent." Hearing that made both Gobin and Tongzi feel really bad for her. On her way home, Tongzi kept thinking about it and worried that she might end up like Miss Gu someday, full of regret for never speaking up. So she decided that she had to gather the courage to confess her feelings to Gobin soon. But since Miss Gu had mentioned that her lover once dedicated an old song to her, whose CD she never received, Tongzi and Gobin decided to help her find it. After a long search, they finally managed to get the CD. When Miss Gu listened to the song, she became emotional and overjoyed, feeling every romantic lyric deeply. She thanked both of them sincerely, and Gobin and Tongzi smiled warmly in return. In the next scene, Gobin came up with another plan. This time, he arranged a private date for his friend Chun and Tongzi. Chun looked serious and said, "I'm sorry, but what I'm about to tell you might keep you awake for a few nights. I need to be honest. I don't like you that way. I actually like your friend Feng." Hearing that, Tongzi was genuinely relieved because she never liked Chun in the first place. So she immediately said, "That's okay, because I like someone else too." Tongzi said that she liked someone else too, and just like that, the misunderstanding between her and Chun finally ended. After that, Tongzi and Gobin started chatting more often, spending a lot of time together and studying hard for their exams. Since Tongzi struggled with surgeries, Gobin came to motivate her, and she eventually performed a successful surgery and passed. On the other hand, Gobin's project was also a success, and he passed as well. Everyone decided to go on a trip together, where Feng told Tongzi that today was the day she had to confess her feelings to Gobin, and Tongzi agreed. When everyone got ready to leave, Tongzi showed up in front of Gobin with a completely different look, so beautiful that he couldn't take his eyes off her. The credit went to Feng for helping her get ready. They all arrived at the amusement park, had fun, laughed, and joked around while Tongzi's friends purposely scared the two to make them closer. Later, when Tongzi and Gobin were riding a mini-car together, Tongzi and Gobin were sitting in a mini-car, and Tongzi was just about to tell him something when another car suddenly hit theirs, making Gobin feel dizzy, like something was wrong. Still, he stood up and told Tongzi they should leave. On their way out, Feng said the taxi was full, so the two of them had to go together. Instead of taking her home, Gobin took Tongzi to his secret place, which she instantly loved. They talked a lot there, and Tongzi gathered her courage and read him the letters she had written. She said that she had liked him since day one, ever since she saw him helping birds during the trip, and from that moment on, she thought he was really special. She admitted she had secretly followed him around, that she was the one who took the picture he had hung outside his office, and that she even attended his classes just to see him, even though he never showed up. She told him she used to wait every day hoping he would come, and that simply walking past him made her happy, because she could at least get a quick glimpse of him. She told him that when he saved her from falling and ate her apple, everything started to feel like a dream. Slowly, their friendship grew, and now she felt like she was dreaming again because she was finally telling him everything in her heart about how she had liked him sincerely for all 4 years. You are not just a friend to me, but my whole world. She thought she could not get through a single day without thinking about him. It was because of Gobin that she found the courage to go through her surgery, and she finally passed it successfully. Tongzi thanked him, saying that if it were not for him, she would not have such beautiful memories. But just when she was about to tell Gobin, "I love you," he stopped her midway and said, "Why are you being so serious? We are just friends." Hearing this left Tongzi completely shocked. Gobin continued saying, "I help everyone and I am kind to everyone. That does not mean you should misunderstand me. It is getting late. Let's go home. By the way, after graduation, I am moving to Taiwan. We might never see each other again." Hearing that broke Tongzi's heart completely because Gobin had never liked her even 1%. Days passed and Tongzi stopped meeting Gobin. She became sad, quiet, and distant. She stopped talking to people, stopped meeting anyone, and even stopped smiling. What hurt her more than being rejected was that Gobin never even let her say, "I love you," the words she had been longing to say for so long. Tongzi was completely broken inside. Before graduation, there was a party day where Gobin was also present, but the two of them neither met nor talked to each other. Then the graduation day arrived, everyone was happy, but Tongzi looked completely sad. As she was leaving, she saw that Gobin's project had won first place, and instead of putting up a single photo of himself, he had displayed one with Tongzi. Seeing that shocked Tongzi and made her wonder if she was a little special to him, and if yes, why was he hiding it? Thinking this, she went to the boys' hostel to meet Gobin, but Chun told her that he had already left for the airport. Tongzi immediately ran to the airport and shouted Gobin's name loudly. Gobin was surprised to see her. Tongzi directly said, "I love you," and told him that she had loved him like crazy for the past 4 years, but she did not want anything in return. She just wanted him to always be happy and to stay happy with the girl he loved. She said if she had not confessed today, she would have regretted it. Just like Miss G, Gobin simply looked at her and smiled without replying, because he was happy that Tongzi had finally become brave. Then the scene cuts to 1 year later, when Tongzi meets her roommates. Again, Feng and Chun had become a couple, and the rest of their friends were also doing well in their lives. Tongzi had also become quite successful. One night while she was on her way home, she mentioned that Miss Go had passed away, which made her sad. At that moment, she felt like visiting Gobin's secret place, so she went there. The place was not the same as before, but still a little familiar. There, Tongzi found a letter in the mailbox which was left for her not by anyone else but by Gobin. She immediately started reading the letter and was shocked to discover that in it Gobin had confessed his feelings. Gobin wrote that when he went to Miss Go's lover's house, he found out that her lover had passed away many years ago. Among his belongings, he found many letters that he gave to Miss Go, because they were all written for her. Miss Go had been very sad, but he comforted her, saying that now, her lover's soul must be happy because all those words had finally reached her. They made little paper boats out of the letters and set them afloat on the water. After that, he could hear only Tongzi's voice day and night echoing in his mind from the moment she said, "I love you." Then Gobin reveals a secret that the day he first saw Tongzi was the same day he fell in love with her at first sight, because her bright face stood out in the crowd and her eyes showed concern for him as if she was afraid he might fall. From that moment, he started liking her. He used to go to her class just to see her, but at the same time, she would come to his class to see him, even though they were so close they never really met. Every time she secretly looked at him using little tricks, he noticed her too, but sadly, he never had the courage to confess his feelings to her. Then one day, he met her when he saved her from falling. He had approached her on purpose because he wanted to talk to her. He had secretly given her a note with the word Taiwanese written on it, hoping she would come to him again and again to ask what it meant. He never expected her to find out the meaning that very same day. As they started spending more time together, their love grew deeper, and he was so happy to have her in his life. He thought they would always be together, but life played a cruel joke on him. Because 1 month before graduation, he found out he had a brain tumor and very little time left. Hearing this shattered him completely, and all his hopes vanished. He cried a lot and started drinking, but every time he saw her, he found a reason to live and felt happy again. He had decided to spend his last days with Tongzi, but when he realized that she loved him just as much, and it would be hard for him to leave her, he had stopped himself from saying everything that day so she wouldn't be troubled because of him. Maybe by the time she got this letter, he had already left this world, but he thanked her for making his last days so beautiful and giving him so many precious memories. Tongzi felt heartbroken because it was like a shock to realize that Gobin was gone forever. Her eyes fell on a painting, and as soon as she saw it, she was surprised because it was her own painting. It meant that whenever Tongzi looked at Gobin from the library window, he noticed her too. Then she heard Gobin's voice calling her, and when she turned, she saw it was Gobin's soul. Seeing this, Tongzi felt happy, because now they had both confessed their feelings, just like Miss Gu and her lover had done, and hadn't left any regrets. And with this heart-touching scene, the drama ends here. So friends, tell us in the comments how you like this movie. And if you ever kept a secret from your favorite person, share your crush story in the comments. At least here, your heart will feel lighter.